You see, now is the time to pay attention. There are big things coming in terms of the fourth industrial revolution, which is AI, blockchain, and Web3. The solutions that you need to build and the skill sets that you need to have and the tech skills that you need to have in the fourth industrial revolution is artificial intelligence, blockchain, and Web3. And you need portfolios to build these projects. This is an industry and this is a movement that is not going to stop. We're in the fourth industrial revolution. The time to act is now. There's no longer time to think. The time to act is now. Put a 1 in the chat and I'll give you information on it.
The job market in 2026 is complete shit. I know of so many people out here that are trying to find work, including myself, and no one will hire us. AI is slowly but surely going to take over, and within the next couple of years, they're most likely going to 100% replace all of us. And it's like a lot of us kind of hit this point of not really seeing the point, because we know if we work a job, we're just going to be trapped in this endless cycle of pain and misery and poverty. A lot of us have kind of just gotten to a point where we're saying screw it, doing our own thing, trying to figure out other ways to make money, other ways to make income, hanging by a thread, and just trusting that the universe is somehow going to guide us through all of this. Because after you spend a majority of your time on Indeed, putting in job applications, going through all these interview processes, and you never hear back from anybody, it just kind of makes you lose hope. And after you go through all these interviews and they offer you $14 an hour starting out, knowing it doesn't match the astronomically high cost of living, it genuinely makes you question, what is the point?
The job market is absolutely cooked right now. There's so many Americans out there who are applying to thousands of job postings on Indeed or LinkedIn or anywhere they could find online. And all they're getting is a dozen interviews, and the actual job offer they get is paying $14 an hour. With the cost of living, everything going up like there's no tomorrow. And make no mistake now, we're talking about everything like groceries, electric, rent, insurance, car payments, property taxes. I could keep going. So they can't even afford to pay all these bills with just $14 an hour. So a lot of people are feeling really depressed and angry and almost hopeless, like this girl. What's the point? What's the point of working when you can't save any money? You're constantly in debt for the rest of your life. This is why the American dream no longer exists, and the majority of Americans no longer believe their generation is going to do better than last generation. This is really sad, and it says something about our society and the way things are going. Something really needs to crack to make life better for the average American, because people have had enough.
Everybody cries, why can't we find work? Why can't we get a job? Oh my God, the economy's bad. Really? I think your legs is bad, because you need to be pushing them and getting on out there and looking. That's the problem. That's the problem with people. They don't want to work.
Okay, genuine question. What are people doing that graduated college, got a degree, are tens of thousands of dollars in debt, and can't land a job? I've heard this story so many times from so many different people that they went to school, they're overqualified if anything, and they still can't land a job. What are these people doing? Because they have debt to pay, are they just mooching off their parents? Do they just work a minimum wage job? How are they surviving? I don't get it.
I'm unemployed. I can't get a job. God won't let me work. I haven't had a job in 9 months. I posted a post about this literally yesterday, and so many of you have commented on here. Sorry, I look like a ghost in this lighting. Apparently, so many of us are going through this situation right now. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. I'm worried about the bills. I'm about to lose my house in 2 months if I don't find more money, more income. My bank account is dwindling down. I'm scared I'm going to lose my car. I told you guys, hell, I even applied at the boba shop and still couldn't get an interview. Today, I said I'm going to make a change. Well, actually, it was last night when I was laying in bed. Starting now, I'm going to use all this extra time that I have to do something to glorify God. I'm going to start ministry. I'm going to start discipling. I don't know what it is. I don't even know the right terms. But I'm going to take it seriously. I'm going to take it seriously like it's a job. I'm going to learn it. I'm going to study it. I'm going to structure it. I'm going to make videos. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I don't know what it looks like. I have no clue. But that's what I decided last night. I'm ready to have a job again. I'm ready to learn something. I'm ready to get back in this force. But that's not what it looks like for me right now. So instead of laying on my couch all day long, feeling depressed, feeling sorry for myself, I'm going to put all of this energy into work, all this time that I've been blessed with, all of this freedom that I have been blessed with, and I'm going to make something work for the kingdom. I don't know what that looks like, but I know somebody who does. And so I'm hoping he's going to give me the steps and walk me through it.
everywhere is hiring. Gen Z is just lazy and they don't want to work. Thanks for coming into the 7th round interview. I do want to let you know that we did hire internally about 4 rounds ago. So why do you think you're qualified for this job? What does a master's degree in the field have to do with anything? So it says here you would like to be paid a little above minimum wage. We were more thinking about a kiss on the forehead every 2 weeks. So you would be working for a minimum of 80 hours a week. And if you ask about overtime pay, I'm gonna start crying. So honestly, this interview was perfect. However, you did not pledge your undying loyalty to the company. So we're gonna move on. You're actually overqualified. So, get out of here. What does vacations have to do with this? You're gonna be working? Vacation.
You guys want to hear something crazy? I'm literally in line at Starbucks to pick up my coffee because I have to head across town to get my drug test for my new job. And as I'm sitting in line, I'm checking my email, I'm checking my notifications. I got a TikTok copyright, but I also got an invite to do an article with Financial Times. That's wild. Like, they came across my TikTok apparently and reached out to me and said that they're doing articles on the current job market. They saw my content and they want to speak to me. I'm tripping out, waiting for my coffee to come out. What?
We're doing job interview updates. Yes, I'm a little bit on the verge of tears, so if I start crying, it's why. But I am so I get it. Things don't work out for a reason, but it just feels like nothing ever works out, and it's really starting to piss me off. So there was this job that I was perfect for. I cannot explain it enough. Every fucking thing that they needed, I hit, and I do have a very unique AI specific editing job. I work on AI bots. That is exactly what the role was. Whatever, it's fine. And it was for a really cool company, and stop crying. But I use their magazines every day. I need to stop crying. I use some of their newspapers and magazines every single day for my own personal interests and stuff. And so they posted this role, and I'm so excited for it. And I had messaged the SVP on LinkedIn, and I was like, hey, this is my resume. I really fit this well. And he goes, yeah, the role is based out of LA or New York. Is that okay? And I said, yes, I can relocate to LA. I live in Chicago. Totally fine. And so he is like, great, I'll set up a call, sets up the call with the talent director. And I get on the call, and I've been prepping so hard for this interview because I want it so bad. I get on the call with the talent director. First question he asked me, where are you located? And I said, Chicago, but I'm willing to relocate to LA. He goes, I'm going to have to stop you. I can't put you forward in the interview process anymore. And I was like, okay. Even if he's like, you need to be based directly in LA or New York right now, because we do day before notifications for the interview process. And we don't want people spending money to get here for our interview. One, I feel like that's a discretion I should make, which maybe it is the right one. Yeah, I shouldn't be spending money to go on this interview, but whatever. So then I asked him, I said, hey, the guy I messaged on LinkedIn said him and I could chat. So I'm wondering what standard protocol is, because now I'm talking with you. And he was like, oh, I work directly with him, referred you to me, and that's why we're having this conversation. I guess first of all, nobody has applied for this fucking role, because I've been making sure that nobody's applying, or at least on LinkedIn that I can see. And it's been posted for at least 2 months now. I hit every single qualification. So it's can we not just bend the rules a little bit and just give me a fucking Zoom interview? And so I guess I'm just really upset. I'm just really upset because the last job that I interviewed for, they decided to cancel the position right after they had I had finished all the interviews, and they said, if we uncancel it, it's you. And it's just why does nothing work out? I'm really starting to lose my marbles here. And I know the job market is so hard for everyone, but I'm just at this point, they don't want to hire people. They don't want to hire people. They're just posting the fucking jobs, and they don't want anyone in the role, because they had 8 people apply for this job, according to LinkedIn. And it's at least half of them probably weren't qualified, and probably more than that. So I don't know what the fuck they want anymore.
Did I ever tell y'all about that time I got fired from my job? Fired, laid off, either way, they told me to get on. I was a project analyst in the IT department at Habitat for Humanity International in Amber Ricketts, Georgia. I absolutely loved it at that job. I love the work. I love the people. I planned on retiring from that place. They started bringing in these bigwigs from up north. I thought they were like quality management people. They assigned this one lady to work in our department, and when I tell you, girl was cold, she was like Antarctica cold. I tried to be nice to her, but So I'm sure you all can imagine my surprise when I came in one morning and my office phone wasn't working. And I was like, I know we're here to help the less fortunate, but when did we become unfortunate? Just as I was going outside to ask my other coworkers if they were having troubles with their phones, one of the bigwigs came and said, Miss Mack, can we see you for a moment? And then they took me in that room and gave me the "It's not you, it's us" speech. I want to hear something crazy? Much as I loved that job, I didn't get sad. I knew everything was going to be okay, but y'all, it was hard for a while after that. Everything that happened then was God's setup for what we have now. My plan was to retire working for someone else, but God's plan was for me to retire after I've worked for myself. I guess I said all of that to say this. No matter where you are with your current work situation, what feels like the breaking of you is God's way of remaking you. So don't you dare give up, girl. It ain't what you go through, it's how you go through. So if you're going to trust God, baby, you better act like you know.
I got laid off today, and I'm determined to make it the best thing that's ever happened to me. I just turned 29 in November, and obviously the new year, 2026, is coming up, and I feel like this just sort of aligned perfectly, where I was able to take a step back and think to myself, is this what I want life to continue looking like? Are these the choices I want to continue making? Is this the path I want to continue going down? And the answer to a lot of those was no. It's not putting me in the spaces where I always saw myself, framing being laid off as a blessing from the universe, that they made the decision for me and I've detached from that path and I'm free now to create my own. I'm gonna take this opportunity to totally reframe my life, my mindset, the choices that I make, how I get there, and really take inventory of what do I want my life to look like in the next couple years and what are the steps I have to take to actually get there. I think for me, a lot of the choices that I made were driven by, I don't want to say fear, but more of a want to feel secure and to make tangible steps toward a secure, comfortable future. And the world has changed 700 times since making these types of decisions, where we're at this weird crossroad where it feels like there are no safe options and no secure career paths in general. So you kind of take that step back and think to yourself, if everything is going to be a risk and there's really no concrete, safe, comfortable path to take, why am I not giving all of my energy and all of my try to a path that would make me actually happy and a life that would really make me proud to live? I want to instill small changes. Things don't change overnight and your whole life doesn't change like that. It's a series of small changes, so I'm being really conscious of that. But I just figured it would be fun to sort of share that journey on here and make videos, and maybe I'll upload on my YouTube channel as well, just sort of how I'm going to accomplish that. The first things that come to mind is like, I love to write. I wrote a comedy pilot in quarantine and it won some awards, and I'd love to finish a season of that show and maybe make a pitch deck and maybe film a proof of concept and really allow my creative juices to flow. I feel like I've been so stifled lately just from being too busy to really put my mind to it, and I'm really ready to dive back into it. I also used to do theater like 10 to 12 years ago, and I have not done it since. I just totally left it behind when I decided I wasn't going to get a BFA and I wasn't going to do it professionally. I sort of just dropped it completely, and I miss it so much. I miss it so much. It's become so apparent how much I miss it, so I'd love to get involved, maybe like community theater or something small. I post some singing videos on here sometimes, just like for funsies, so I'm gonna keep doing that, but I might even sign up for like a vocal lesson for the first time in my life. Like, why not? If you would ask 17-year-old me what she wanted to be, it's like famous writer, famous actress, in the front of the camera all the time. And then I feel like society slowly kind of chiseled away at that idea, because the more I shared it out loud to the public, the more I got backlash for it, and people's doubts were sort of pinned onto me or projected onto me as like, oh, you'll grow out of that, or it won't bring you joy, or there's more secure things to do and there's safer paths. And you definitely fall into that, especially when the world seems so shaky. You look for stability wherever you can find it. But I have really been thinking in the last few years, I don't want to look back and say I should have taken more risks and I should have gone after that big dream. And God knows what will happen and what will work out and what won't, But you also don't know what will happen along the way and what roads will lead you to what and what people you'll meet or what experiences you'll have. All I know is that taking the safe route and doing things sort of by the book hasn't made me feel fulfilled, and it hasn't really brought me happiness. It did for a time, and I think it goes up and down, and that's normal. But on a grander scheme, when I really look back at the choices that I've made in the past few years, I've played it too safe. And I don't like it. I don't want to do it anymore. I really want to put myself out there. I want to upload more. I want to write more. I want to self-tape or go to auditions and just put myself out there. I don't care if I get stuff. I don't care if I book nothing for the next 10 years. Just for peace of mind that I can look back and say, yeah, I did that. I went after it and I gave my all, because I'm a person I'm a triple Scorpio. When I commit to something, I do it 1,000%. There is no middle ground. There's no half-ass. It has to be done. It has to be done all the way. And I feel like I've been doing that in other aspects of my life, like in my job and in certain things. But why am I not doing that for me? Why am I not giving myself and my own dreams and my own plans that 100% determination and try? You know, like why not me? Why not you? Why not anyone? If anyone watching this has also felt that way, let this be your sign. Go after it. Go do it. Life is so short and things are so crazy. And crazy things are happening every day, both bad but also good. And I don't know. I just feel like it's a perfect time for me personally, turning 30 soon, 2026 starting. I'm going to just go for it. And if you want to follow along, you can follow my page. I also have a podcast that I started. I only have a few episodes out, but you can go follow the podcast page. I just like to talk about movies and TV and theater sometimes. But yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because why not?
The job market is so bad right now, and before you guys come at me saying, no, it's not that bad, like you're just not looking in the right places, I'm going to give you 3 examples. My last interview that I just got out of, I had the whole interview. He recorded me, everything. At the end of the interview, he said, actually, the position was filled. I just wanted to see if you were a good candidate. Okay. The one before, I had an interview with them, second interview. When I got to my second interview, it went really good. Afterwards, they showed me the office space. They showed me my desk. They introduced me to everyone. And then the next morning, I found out I did not get the job. Okay. What about the one before that? Oh my gosh. Okay. So I interviewed with this place once, twice, 3 times. I show up to the last interview. Nobody shows up. I was ghosted. So if you want to know how I'm doing right now in my job search, that is exactly how I'm doing right now.
I just got laid off. I guess let's talk about it. Actually doing very okay, surprisingly. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like when you work in tech, you're always like a little bit ready. I am very surprised that I am not that sad. It was a dream job for me and I loved it and honestly thought I was really good at it. I think when it comes down to it, it is just a job. I'm going to miss the people that I worked with so much. Not only did I love my team, that is so much concealer. I worked with so many creators that I am also really gonna miss. My skin has been so bad. More than anything, I'm feeling very uneasy. The job market right now is so scary. I have literally no idea what's next for me, but I'm hopeful and just trying not to freak out yet. I have really missed making content, so prepare to be sick of me. I am gonna try to document my unemployment journey, but we'll see. But seriously, never get too attached to a specific job. I'm excited for what's next, terrified but excited. As much as this was my dream job, I thought the job I had before was also my dream job. So hopefully on to bigger and better things. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. I'm gonna try to do more chatty videos. Time to file for unemployment.
If anybody's wondering how job hunting is going currently, first job that I applied to this morning, I opened my laptop and applied to this really good job, and based in Chicago. It said it was based in Chicago in the job description, and everything in the bio, it said it was based in Chicago. So I was like, okay, perfect. Got through the 5-minute, like 20 questionnaire at the end. And then the last question was, can you commute to the office in Boston 4 days a week? I'm sorry, what the fuck?
Okay, so quick update. Tomorrow is my last day at work. You guys know I got laid off. So I actually purchased a cake to celebrate. I'm gonna bring it to work tomorrow, a layoff cake, and we'll see how that goes. Stay tuned.
So I had a lot of things on my to-do list today, and while I've accomplished a number of them, one of them that I won't be accomplishing today is applying for a job, because again, not applying this month allowed me the opportunity to not receive any rejection emails, and I'm kind of sick of it. But I want to show something to y'all because this black girl has something to say. So how did I apply to a job that is no longer hiring? right? What are they going to do with my information? As you can clearly see, this email says, thank you for applying to the position of phlebotomy technician instructor with our organization. We believe your background matches our qualifications. However, we are not hiring for this role at this time. So it's not a rejection email, but it is a rejection email. And it also follows up to say, we will reach out to you in the future once we are ready to begin our hiring process. How did I apply to this job? Or how did y'all have an opening and now y'all like, nah, we not really hiring, but we'll get back to you? This is what I'm talking about when I say I am done being in an abusive relationship with the job hunt. It has been a very antagonizing 11, 12 months.
Okay, story time on how I actually got laid off. There was rumors going around in the company that there are potential layoffs. And to give you a little bit of context, everyone was practically overworked. Like, we're working way past 9 to 5. And in my head, I was like, there's no way I'm getting laid off. Like, the following day, boss told me I had to come into work. I thought it was a little odd. Walked me over to HR and thought I was getting promoted. It was like, this is not going to be an easy conversation, and heart just like dropped. I knew at the point that I was getting laid off. Waterfalls just started coming out of my eyes. I honestly couldn't help it, like just went blank. When I was leaving outside of the HR like office, I still had tears. Like, I was actually sobbing because it's something that I can't control. Like, I was really, really trying to hold it in, but it was such a shock to me, and I just felt so, I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I got laid off again, and oh my god, I can't believe I'm crying. And now it's like really hard to like try to find another job, like, and like, yeah, when I was leaving, I really left with my electric scooter crying. I don't know if anyone even noticed in the company, but I took my scooter and I left the office, and like, I remember.
One thing I find really scary is that I want to get into tech, but so many people getting laid off right now. But it pays so well. It could change your life. But everyone that's like been doing it either for a couple of years, they've been getting laid off. And it's pretty scary because now it's like, if you guys are getting laid off, how are they going to hire me? You feel me?
Story time. I woke up last Thursday, employed, went to sleep, jobless. We gotta talk about it. Come on. Okay, y'all, let's jump into it. All right, so your boy, if you didn't know, I work in tech, right? Basically, the CEO was just saying this. He said, look, the company's revenue didn't really do as good, and I can't really afford the role anymore, basically, right? He said, you know, you're a good dude and all this stuff and all this good spill, right? But when he was telling me this, I wasn't tripping. Yo, I was not tripping because guess what? Did I really feel fulfilled at that job? Not really, for real, for real. Did I really feel like this was a, like, purpose? Nah, not really, right? And also, too, I know, like, God is working things out on my behalf. Maybe I don't understand it. Maybe I don't get it now, but I will eventually. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing. God is in control of our lives. So if he allowed this to happen, he allowed this to happen for a reason. I want all my people, right, that's out there, that's going through this, that's been laid off, that's been fired and this and that. I don't want you to think of yourself as a failure. You're not a failure. Maybe God got something bigger and better for you. In this new season that I'm in, y'all, hopefully this can encourage somebody. It's just lean on God more than ever. He's all knowing. He knew this was going to happen, and he knows what's going to come next. So lean on him more. Also, too, you got to hit the ground running. You got to hit up this person, connect with that person. Like, look, your network is your net worth. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to apply to places, hit up this one. Don't be prideful. Put the pride to the side. Hit up your friends, hit up your family, hit up people that may go to your church, hit up all these things, right? And just make sure that you're putting yourself out there. You know what I'm saying? Also, too, another thing why I'm really not as stressed is because I saved some money. You know what I'm saying? I saved it for a rainy day. And my whole thing is this, is like, sometimes God got something better and bigger for you. You know what I'm saying? So don't let stuff like this really like stress you out and all this stuff. Yeah, it's happened. It's unfortunate, but it happened for a reason, right? And at the end of the day, all I can do is put my best foot forward, maximize my day, and let's get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why be stressed out? Why mope? Why cry? And all these stuff. Honestly, feel those emotions when they come. Feel it, you know? But also, too,
you got to think about it. We will never get a day back. We will never get time back. So use your time wisely. You know what I'm saying? Maximize your day. Hey, it is what it is. We're going to keep this thing. Hey, look, one monkey don't stop the show. One monkey don't stop the show. We're going to keep this show going on. Come on, man.
I think at this point, we really just need to stay optimistic, stay positive, because there's nothing else we could really do. I mean, the fact is, the current job market right now is one of the toughest in the past decades. And on top of that, a lot of companies are starting to lay people off. And there's so many tech-related jobs, good jobs, but people reporting they're getting laid off from these. And these people are absolutely flooding the job market. Everyone's trying to fight for the same job position, when just 5 years ago, there were 10 positions like this out there for every applicant. So I don't know what more is there to say. We're definitely in trouble with this job market and the current economy, but all we can do is stay hopeful and positive.